Okay, so it's like 4:15. What is weird is how sometimes it just goes so into like its own little time slot, like a ritual or a pattern develops. I talked about this before at the other house, but anyways, it's just weird when I start noticing like it's the same time when I start. It's the same time when I get up. And I'm so fucking tired. I swear to God. I feel like I gotta just kept sleeping and sleeping. And when she woke me up, I was in such a deep sleep. And I was in this deep dream. And it was also it was happening. And I didn't realize how horrific it was until I got up because I thought I was just dealing with this now, and it was hard. But her sore has been on my mind because when I was putting medicine or whatever, I felt like, oh my gosh, she's got another lump back here. And the way that she whines and stuff. The only thing that gets me is my mom has a little girl dog that also just whines all the time. And so I'm like, okay, that's what my daughter is always telling me. Stella's just a drama queen. She's just emotional. But I always take it as real serious. Like, oh shit, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And then I'll get really nervous and upset because she'll keep whining at me. It's like, I don't know what's wrong. You gotta tell me. I don't know. It'll just really get to me. And it's so trippy how every single fucking interaction, your dogs, your cat, doesn't fucking matter. It's to reflect you to you. It's so crazy. I swear to God, I'm so tripped out, like, right lately. The last few days have really, I don't know, really tripped me out. And I feel so weird. But I'll finish about the dream real quick because the dream was that whatever happened, it was like cancer was on the inside and on this side, and it just ate it out. It was just this big hole, and I was like, oh my God, she can't drink. I could feed her through an IV. Like I'm going through all this stuff. I'm going around looking for help and everything. It was so long and so drug out, and then all of a sudden she started whining, and I woke up and I was like, oh, wait a minute, this isn't really happening. Oh my God. But then it's like, oh God, is that a premonition? What is it? What are you telling me? And, but it can also be a fear playing out. And it is like you can take over by lucid dreaming, by taking awareness in your dream and turn the dream in a different direction. I've noticed that. But anyways, dreams are more complex. They're just like they've made them, they've like simplified them to us. But no, you gotta pay attention to your dreams and stuff. They're not just like entertainment while you're sleeping. They are, your soul doesn't sleep, your soul's energy. So it's just your energy is still doing things. It's still processing, even though the spacesuit's taking a rest, because it's gotta unplug, it's gotta reboot. It's got to have time to rest. And these current ones, I don't know if our new ones, maybe we're not going to need to sleep or eat. Who knows? Maybe we're going to see more like ghosts, but we'll all be ghosts, so it doesn't really matter. And we're all in a combination of a collective that is here to experience heaven on earth. So whatever it is, whatever we're becoming, it's the perfect thing. And I don't think it's going to be as heavy and dense as this and sickly, and where they can attack us and stuff and keep us so sick. So I think there's going to be, but it's trippy. And I and I feel so weird lately, the last few days especially, even though it is always trickling, like the Chinese motherfucking water torture. But, yeah, it's like the water's turned up. It's like I've been under this Chinese water torture for, I think, my whole life. But then all of a sudden now they've cranked it up. And it's just so weird to be aware of things that people don't pay attention to, don't have awareness of, don't think about. My perspective on living and life and stuff is so fucking different. So weird. And it's very isolating, like it's like almost like succumbing. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't even, you can't even, it isn't like it's meant to get people to see through my eyes. It's more, you know, me getting comfortable seeing through my eyes when everybody else is seeing something different. And it's just, I don't know, it's just tripping me out. But there's a few things that I learned that I will share about it. And hold on, I still have this tea. I feel so out of it. And I feel so disconnected from everything. I feel so like I swear to God, sometimes, yeah, yeah. Hold on. It feels like have you seen these movies? This one comes to my sight, and it was this movie of where you don't know. I can't think of the name of it, but you don't know who the ghost is in the house. And so it's from this girl's perspective for a while where you think she's being haunted, but that flips. And then you find out, oh no, she's the haunter. And, but the person who has awareness of her in the other reality. And that is kind of what our life is like. It's like you're a ghost to everyone who you're not in reality. That's why they came up with this. You know, they're NPCs. They're just non-player people. They're like ghosts that you don't pay attention to. Yeah, okay. So then I see somebody walking around the city. I don't know. Yeah, I see them with their head down and their hands in their pocket because everybody's kind of in the downer, down low. Everything sucks, man. Life sucks. What are we fucking here for? The world's ending and we're here. Why? and then a lot of people are kicked down. Like, I've tried so hard. I tried to get that job. I worked so hard and then I can't even keep it. I don't have a place to live. Like, there's so much where people just feel like beat down, man. And it is very all consuming. So when you're going through the city, it's like you are not interacting with the city. You're not, it's like you're a ghost in it. It's trippy because it is like the here and now brings you into the current situation of what is happening around you. But when you are stuck in the mind trap, where you're stuck somewhere in here, and but it's an emotional trap. And so it's like you're just dog paddling and dog paddling and dog paddling. So, hold on. I've got this vision thing I can see. Oh. So, you, but it is like, okay, all the different people are all on different vibrations. And, oh, okay. And you know how I say, like, we're all like clicking into spaces and stuff, like a fucking perfect clock, like this place. It's not just like a movie studio or something where there's lights, camera, action. It's like it's a clock. It's perfectly timed. And we all have these interactions. And how I said, you know, it's like we come in as like a soul group, a soul family, kind of this big group of people. We come in together. And which it starts getting trippy because when I say that, it's not like we're coming in together. It's weird. It's not like we're taking over a movie theater and we're all putting on our things and going to the same world. It's weird. I don't know. Like this, you know, you have all the soul contracts and stuff, but I don't see us all sitting up there. Okay, well, what are we going to do in this life? So how are we going to do that? Okay, you're going to play that. Okay. It's not like that. It is like, oh, okay. Because like, if you think of the mind, if you think of the universe being the mind of, you know, a mind, then back in the beginning, there wasn't so much reference. And so there was the soul's expansion was kind of different, kind of natural too. But then it seems that as it developed and as souls developed and stories became reference, that then it creates like templates. Oh, okay. It's almost like, okay, so if you took like 14 people way back in the very beginning, you know, like when souls first came, and like where they say the masters, how many ever people they say that is. But if you think of these souls at the beginning and them experiencing creates like a memory, it creates a thought pattern, it creates a template inside the mind, the universal mind. So it creates a storyline, and there's okay, and it seems that the storylines are philosophies, they're approaches, and that is where we got a bunch of different approaches to life, all existing in the same stew right now. And we're all getting mad, like, yo, I know you should do it this way. This is the way to do it. And instead is that we need to say, well, your way is your way, my way is my way, your way is your way, and just, you know, all just give it the same, you know, not like, oh, that one's better, that one's better. It's like, how the fuck do you know? Nobody fucking knows. And so the creation of experience, and that would create these like template kind of things where it's like going into having this like, oh, the hero's journey, or whatever. You go in to have the experience. So it is a group. So we go in as groups, but it is still, it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like, yeah, how I see it is like, I've seen it before, is like this flow of energy. And when the energy's flowing, yeah, it's sparking and stuff. There's sparkles coming out and whatnot. But there's also, it's like a color form, a color wave or something. And your resonance is a color form or color wave. And so your soul group, it seems to me, is in your color wave. It's like this color wave experience. You know, it's like we all come together and to have this thought together or something. And we all go into these parts. But, and it's a ride, kind of. It's so less important than the significance we give it when we're in here, because we add all this pressure on ourselves of needing to do right, needing to be perfect. But then when it comes down to it, it's like, whose right are you talking about? And how do you become perfect? What is the perfection? What is the goal there? Like, and who said it? Like, where are you coming up with there's a perfect person, and who's the one? You know, because that's when you start seeing, oh, I give a shit about what this person values this, so that is where I say this person's perfect. It's no, there is no perfection. There is only a lot of things, and a lot of things are necessary for existence. So we get caught up in judgment with it, which is low vibration, which is a hard thing to break. I mean, I'm just as judgmental as the next guy. I'm constantly like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, damn. What the fuck? Oh my God, what the fuck? So anyways, so you have like this group, this color form or whatever that you are associated with. And you're all like on this vibration. When you throw everybody in to this stew and there's separation, then it's a part of the journey. But that is where, okay, so you're down in the dumps and you're going through the town and everything is so in right here. Your whole world is right here, right? You're in your pain and suffering. and isolated. You're like a shadow walking through the city. You're not connecting. You're not interacting. But somebody in your soul group all of a sudden, drives by and splashes you and it takes you out of it. That is all set. That was purposeful. That is because it was always going to be, because these things. So this person, and what's trippy too, if that could be that person comes by, splashes you, wakes you up for a minute, and you all of a sudden are like, whoa, whoa. And when you look up and you make eye contact with somebody, and then all of a sudden it's one of your other soul friends over there, it's like, oh, man, I got to talk to them. And, some kind of thing like, where you start talking about something. And then all of a sudden it's like, God, this feels comfortable. Let's keep talking. And so it's the vibration connection. And when you're going around in a certain vibration and you're interacting all the time with all these people at different vibrations, they're all different colors. It's funny how they try and do the color scheme, but the color is in here. And in all these different vibrations, and you're interacting, then you start feeling very just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And so then when you come into contact with one of your fellow soul colors, then you feel connected. You feel like, oh, this feels right. And but some of your fellow soul friends, they aren't there just to make everything right for you. They're there to get you to learn how to make it right for yourself. So sometimes they splash you. Sometimes they marry you and harass you. But then when you get out of those situations too, you can look, if you can be honest with yourself, you can see you were just as toxic as they were. It wasn't just like, I was in just one abusive relationship after another. Because I used to say that shit. One abusive relationship after another. And then all of a sudden it's like, why do I keep having these relationships? And then all of it, I'm telling you, the gaslighting book was like a aha moment for me. Aha book was, it's green and it's written gaslighting on the top. I don't know. I mean, all my shit's packed and stuff, but was because there's can be any self-help books like it, and you got to go through some, and I used to be made fun. It's so weird how I used to read them so much and people would make fun of me. And then I was so excited when I got to start doing psychology and stuff, because that's all I was interested in as a kid. I wanted to help kids. I wanted to be a counselor. I wanted I just had a whole thing. And so so I always am interested in psychology and what makes somebody tick and why they do this and why they do that. And so I'm always thinking in these certain ways, which only adds to the fact that, that I think different than a lot of people. But I know there's other people out there who think the same way. I'm not like the only one. But it's all different degrees and stuff. But there's people also who are in my color range who have the same perspective on life and stuff. So we have people out there. But we also live in a world where we're here to expand. We're here to unify. We're here to learn to get along with everybody's differences. We're here to learn to not divide. And the divide has been so created that it's our choice, where we have to, help each other, take each other's hands and come together, and to, because I see like a gap, a gully. I see people on two different sides and trying to rescue one another. But what we need to do is come across and, kind of fill in the gully with, we're gonna make something new. And so, man, it makes me feel super emotional. God, it's gonna be really exciting. It's gonna be so fulfilling to people. People don't realize how much more fulfilling life's gonna be. They've been so fat, they've been so busy running on the hamster wheel, just trying to succeed and become something that they're not, that they are exhausted. And when they get to this point in life where life is simple, and all of a sudden they find like, wow, this is fulfilling. God, I didn't do much, but I had a great day. And life's gonna change. It's going to change so much. People are going to feel so much better. And we're so trying to get out of this rat trap. It's so funny how these words and stuff are in our our vernacular, whatever of our experience. It's like they're telling us with the words in the movies. I swear to God, I can't even fucking hell. I can't even. And then it's weird how these movies just come to me. I don't know these movies. I don't go and just look them up. And they just come to me, and it's just like, are you motherfucking kidding me? Are you motherfucking kidding me? They've been telling us so much shit. God damn, it's crazy. Um, so, anyways, so in the city, in the one the guy's just going to see, and he's not interacting to all the other people. He would be like an NPC to him. All the other people would be an NPC, and whoever. It's like seeing a ghost almost. It's like when somebody's not present and you are interacting with them. It's like the same kind of thing because. One of the things, because I called it and I called my brother yesterday, and I haven't heard anything, but he is really struggling. And before he had said, like, he didn't want to have a bunch of people come in, it would be too much. You know, he's paralyzed, he can't talk, he can't think of his words and stuff. He's really struggling. It just makes me, frustrated because I would be having such a different approach, but this is his experience and this is his, it's all his thing. And so you can't, I've tried to say so since the beginning. They were making fun of me and saying all sorts of shit when I was saying about the natural stuff. And they were we're not doing that. We're doing what the doctor says. We're doing what makes sense. It's like, yeah, well, you just don't realize yet that doesn't make sense because you only see. I said to my mom the other day, it's like all these people have read the first chapter of the book and they're trying to tell us all how the book goes. And it's like, read the rest of the motherfucking chapters. Open up your mind. See more. It's like, goddamn. And it's weird because it's really hit my mom lately is and it's so funny because she's done it to me so many times, but you see it on the internet, that it doesn't mean it's real. That is crazy. And she's getting that so hard now on the medical thing. She's freaking out. I mean, she's like, do this, do that. Like, not my son's not supposed to die before me. And she's super frustrated. She's super upset and stuff. And so now she's getting to see. And so I keep saying, oh, yeah, I know. Everybody just assumes you saw one thing and you're just like, that's the truth. It's like they don't think that you've gone any deeper, that and they just think you just say things all the time. It's like, yeah, I know. Exactly. And there's lots of things. There's lots of things in this experience what I'm going through. It's so weird. Because part of your thing is also, like this managing your triggers kind of. And, I got triggered a lot. It is so crazy because it will relate to things that you felt as a kid. But, a lot of stuff of, I don't know how to explain it. It's constantly telling me how I need to do it better, how I should be doing this or I should be doing that. And it's like, just weird things like, well, you should be cooking that. You should be doing that every day. And it's like, well, when I had a house, I did that every day. And it's like, it's not new news to me. Like, I do that. And, but anyways, I don't know how to explain it, but it's constant. Oh my God. And, which I can be triggered, but then, you think, like, what would be the point? What would be the point to go, well, you've always treated me this way. Now look at me. You don't even believe me. You don't respect me. You don't care. Everything I say is crazy, whatever. And, because we all have our things, I mean, these conversations are going all over in everybody's houses. And people are like burning their own bridges. Oh yeah, in the Gaslighting book, because that is what I saw when I was reading it, was all of a sudden I saw my part. And I was like, oh, I'm so dysfunctional. Like, I shouldn't be trying to please them and stuff. I should be able to be strong enough in my own self. And so once you start seeing your pattern, when you do wrong, then you can start healing those wounds and stuff, and you can start doing better for yourself. And that's a whole journey out, man, because people want to hold you into patterns and stuff. And so mine has a lot to do with boundaries and learning my own, like, self-identity or something, how I see myself, not how everybody else sees me, because fuck, I'm it's a real downer. It's a real downer. So but you know, now I'm to this point of, you see what you see. And I feel almost like it's trippy because so many people don't see me. They don't see me. They see something that isn't really me. And so it's like you're just having these weird, superficial interactions almost. And you could get triggered. You know, you could go in and argue and fight. That would be what you would be choosing. Or you can just kind of watch it, like an observation, and just go and think about it. Because, like, yeah, what would I do? Go start arguing, you know, and go against my own self? That's like self-sabotage. Like, I got it going good for right now. And for right now, the universe is not bringing me the new thing. And I very much believe that is the point, is waiting. And things will come. Like, things will come towards you. And you got to pick up on the things. Like, my when I was over there, my son-in-law was talking about, they had this, at the end of their apartment thing, there was this house, and it had this cute little camper. I said, that's what I need right there. And my son-in-law starts saying, oh, he's got a friend who's selling one, but right now I don't have any money, but I'm gonna, then I'll check. But, you know, like, all those things have to come into alignment, which we also have this whole thing about, you know, that we're supposed to be getting these checks and stuff as money, so that may come right into alignment. You know, things will come to you. That's the thing. And so it's like, I don't think I'm supposed to be forcing anything or freaking out or getting upset or what, you know, any of that stuff. I can see things, you know, especially I'm going to be here to house sit and cat and pet sit for my mom, so she could go and have time with her son. And so she and there was all this drama yesterday because she had her tickets for his birthday. Now it's all like, oh, he's not gonna make it to his birthday, you gotta hurry, you gotta get here, he may not make it. But it's like this whole huge thing. And so she's like freaking out, and she's all she's got a lot of emotions going, but that's, you know, what she needs to process through stuff. But she so she's gonna go, and oh, they're saying that he's holding on just to say goodbye to her. And I don't know. Yesterday, though, I did call him. I don't know if I already had said this, because maybe I'd already told you guys, because I got emotional. But told him, you know, how much I loved him and how much I saw him for his talents, and that's how I remember him and stuff. So, and I haven't heard anything back, but, you know, he's really struggling. And I feel kind of like a part of the need to get over there is like it's like a guilt thing or something. It's like, I didn't have enough time with him. They don't know that he doesn't know I love him or something, which puts kind of pressure on the sick person. And I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like him and I ended on a good note, if this is the end. And so, you know, because my plan was to go this spring or summer where I can drive, because I really don't want to be up in this weird fucking thing going. I mean, it's stressing me out. Like, God damn, Mom, you better get there and get back. And don't leave me here with all these animals. It's too much for me. I'm good with 3. Like, that's too much. And so it's like, please, you know, get our flights there and back. But it's so crazy how everything's out of our hands. But when I look up in that sky, it's like, fuck that. fuck that. No way. No, thank you. That looks scary. I just can't even believe. Like every day, I just go out there and stand and I look at it and I look at it and I'm like, this is so weird. How do people not see? It is fucking crazy looking. It almost looks like we're in a witch's brew and the steam coming up and it's all this crazy shit like out of cartoons when they got all this stuff. Like, it looks crazy to me. And but you know, I mean, in 2016 I was already seeing that we were in this three-dimensional picture and that was trippy. But now I look at this and it's like, okay, something's going on. Like, this is, you know, it's all this energy. It's like this it's like this explosive thing that's gonna happen. And it sure seems like it's gonna be something with the sky, man. And that's gonna change everything if that's how it goes. Like, and maybe I don't know. I mean, you could sit there and think of anything. We got tons and tons of people premonitions and stuff. So, and the 22nd and 23rd came with no big thing that I know of. I mean, we're all still here, I think. So April 2nd is the next one where he says everything's going to change. Our whole life's going to change. That I saw an astrologer, like the first, oh yeah, it was the first video I saw this morning. Was it an astrologer or was that the next one? I was definitely getting a message this morning of, I can't remember, but, but the astrologer person, whichever video it was, they said that the 25th and 26th, that all these alignments, whatever happens, and leading into this moon thing, that everything's going to change for the collective. But I've heard so many of these things, but then there is changes. It's just like, you know, when you're at some point, you are wanting very dramatic changes, and they're very subtle. So, I don't know. We'll see. This big change is going to change everything on April 2nd. It can be very subtle. Like, okay, well, now it's, you know, we don't have to pay taxes, and we're closing down the schools, which we're already doing anyways. But now you have Washington State, they are being whacked. So I'm sure the other blue states, but they are just coming up with the wackiest shit. My mom's getting all like, oh. And I said, yeah, but this is because it's the corruption in the blue states, and it's going to be the worst, the most ridiculous thing, because we have to want it to be different. It's the people have to want things to be different, and that's this awakening thing. It's, you know, like, this is bullshit. I don't want this. And so that is to activate, to motivate people to want something different. And so, yeah, it's going to be wacky, absurd shit this whole fucking time with all this. That's what wakes people up. Like, I heard early on somebody say it's nightmares is what wakes people up. It's like, so true, so true. Like, when you're having a good dream, you just stay there. When you're having a nightmare, it's like, get the fuck out of here. So that's why we're going through all these nightmares. It's all this, like, fuckery. Because that's what wakes people up. But, so, let me think where I was. But, so, anyways, if I started being like, oh, don't talk to me, don't say that, you always talk down, or whatever, you know, whatever it is that you feel, like, that we all have these feelings and these certain dynamics in our relationships, then that is self-sabotaging when you're in this position, which also I'm in this position to experience, you know, somebody, it's like, you know, I mean, I saw it when I got the car loan thing, because I'd stopped paying all my stuff, but then when my car broke, then it was like, what the fuck? So, my mom helped me. I could have done something different. I could have just stayed there and just saved money and used the bus and, you know, lived a hard life. But, and everything has a downside. Everything has a counterpoint. So, you know, she got the loan for me and got the car, but then see, it's through her. through the insurance, all this stuff is like through her, and now I'm living in her garage. So, her always wanting to tell me, like, I mean, she just sees me as a failure, but then to me, it's like, well, that is very limited perspective of me, because there's a whole lot more of me. You can focus on, whatever. And I'm sure if you ask her, she'll say, "Oh no, I don't think that." But then that's where you think, like, this is how this person just is looking at the world all the time, and we take it personally. We take it personally, then we want to argue and fight, and how dare you, which makes them defensive because they don't know the things they're doing. They're just looking through life and through their perspective and saying what they're saying. And so it's like we start arguing over perspective or something. It's like instead you can just let go and be like, okay, well, some people focus on a lot of negative shit. Some people have blurry limit, like, don't look at the person as the be all end all, the perfection of the world, and they're judging you or something. No, it's just another person, and they're struggling, trying to have their be accepted and see through the stuff. So it's like it's pointless to sit there and get so mad at people for judging you or whatever. It's just like, that's them. That's how they live. They think of life through these lenses. And so our interaction in that, but where your soul transit or whatever, this person coming through, that they are coming through so you can see. So you can see these things, so you can heal them or whatever. So whatever the trigger comes up is so you can heal it. And that is what I've noticed while I've been here. It's not like big healing. It's not like I'm laying in my tent crying. Like, I've gone through that, boy. I've gone through that, like, fuck, man. There was one, oh my God, it was in the middle, like at where I am now and where my healing started. It was like about in the middle where you think like you've done so much healing. And there was something that happened and it hit me so hard. Oh my God, I cried for days. I could not stop crying. Oh yeah, and then the one when Dickie, when I found out that he died, and all of a sudden this whole fucking thing hit me. And then it was like he came and he started showing me like the relationship from his perspective. And I just started, oh my God, that week, oh geez, that was really so much crying. And that wasn't that long ago. So I've gone through some, and that's only a couple. Like, I've gone through quite a few of like bring you down, where you were just like, just crying and just like, oh my God, feeling so much pain. And so when these other ones happen and I don't really feel anything, I just am aware of it and I notice it and I can see, I could have a reaction, but that would be childish. That would be pointless. What's the point of that? Or I could just think it through and just take notice and notice like, oh, this is just different people having different, attitudes or whatever, but it's really has no, and it's just like this letting go. So it's just like this, like, let go of that. But it's weird how it goes right to a child thing, which I'm sure has something to do with past life ones too, because it all is like so perfect. And it's just like this letting go of stuff, but you're letting go of big stuff. Like, you're letting go of things that are much bigger than what you think. And this is an important time of letting go, of shedding the old self, shedding the skin. I keep seeing it as like a snake shedding its skin. And it's a part of the snake's growth. The snake can't grow if it doesn't shed its old skin. So that is so, oh, I get, okay. Because I was like, sometimes you just, okay. Anyways, okay, yeah, I get it. So you can't grow unless you shed the old skin. You can't expand yourself if you're trying to stay in the old skin. So you got to shed the old self. You got to shed your old skin. You got to shed your old patterns. You got to shed your old relationships. You got to just shed whatever holds you back, whatever. But you got to have a good, hard, deep look at yourself too. You can't just be surface. You have to be honest with yourself. You need to be real with yourself. Yeah, a big part of that is noticing that you're not just the good guy. So many people think they're better than everybody else. They're the better person, and all everybody else is just an idiot. And but you got to humble yourself. You got to see yourself as, you know, we're all, you know, just we're all different color schemes inside, different radiances or whatever, but we all have this dark and light spinning inside of us, and so we're all the same. We're all just the same as well as in our soul. And that when we think we're not the same on the physical, it's when we're focusing on something physical, like, well, I'm taller than you, well, I'm shorter than you, I have more hair than you, I mean, we just go through these things, and it starts when we're a kid, always comparing ourselves, you know, like in class, and you see the girl getting all the attention, and then you start looking at her thinking, well, I don't look like her. I wish I looked like her. Sometimes little girls will even start trying to fix their hair like that girl, get more clothes like that girl. Like, we start trying to adapt our character. We start trying to create a character that whatever it is. Like, maybe it's not like, oh, look at all the boys are talking to that girl. It could be this kid is looking at the you know, how to be the smartest kid, how to, like, we all have these different things. We're here to experience different things, and you're going to be drawn to your lessons, and that is the transits that all come in your thing. Your ride is set for you, so you have the connections. It's like you have these connections that is set. So you have a motivation. That is where you can start to understand, like, why you're here, what you're here to work on, what you're here to learn and stuff. It's noticing yourself, like, you know, a common theme, a common thread through life, and noticing, like, what you're learning all the time. Like, where I started learning, like, I'm definitely working on patience, I'm definitely working on judgment, I'm definitely working on self-esteem, definitely working on boundaries. Like, there's certain themes where you start being like, oh, this is a common thread through my life, and you can see the different people who came into your life to help you learn these lessons and stuff. But that's where, you know, sometimes your soulmates can turn into where you think it's your enemy, but really it's this role to help you become you. It's not like this kind of thing where it's like, oh, I'll just meet my soulmate and then life's going to be perfect, because you have tons of soulmates and they're here to help you align with your most valued self. So it's like you figuring out what's your most perfect idyllic self and becoming that, going in to become that, going towards that. And it can be a lot of things, you know. It could be something with weight. It could be something with, you know, all the different things that how you value yourself. And so everybody has these different things, and everybody's got to figure out their own. But so, and then that is a part of the shedding the old self. And so you are going towards your more idyllic self, but that's also breaking patterns, and a lot of people want to keep holding you back in certain dynamics and stuff. And then that is where you have to teach yourself to have better boundaries, not be a trigger when your trigger comes, not to react, not to be reactive. That's the thing. And don't forget, that's lower chakra. Being reactive in life is lower chakra, because it's when you slow it down and you think it through and you start looking at it from a higher perspective, then you start to see things differently. And that's the higher mind, not the reactive mind. The reactive mind is the lower vibration self. And it's very much the guy, you know, walking with his hands in his pockets, head down, and the world's happening around him, and he's only in his own little spotlight. Nothing else matters but his own pain and suffering. And then that happens to so many people. So many people are in the trap of self-pity. Oh, yes. So so the but breaking free, yeah, breaking free from the self-pity to but you can't break free from self-pity if you can't recognize that you're feeling sorry for yourself, if you're just blaming everybody else for making you feel bad. I mean, you get to the point of seeing that you're the one in control, you're the one at the wheel, then you can start redirecting. It's like redirecting traffic. I'm going to go that direction. So when you get it, somebody comes in and triggers you, you don't just go through your reaction. You stop and you think, wait a minute, I don't have to react to that. I don't have to be a part of that situation. I can go in a different direction. And then when everybody's like, oh my God, you're so stupid, that's when you're like, this is what feels right to me. I'm going in this direction. And then let them all laugh at you. Let them all think that you're wacky. Just go in the what feels right to you. Tune into your own guidance, because it helps you on your ride, because otherwise you are fighting against it. Like that guy who's walking with his head down, his hands in his pocket, he's still wasting his valuable time, his window slot of experience. But then that has value to be able to go and look at yourself and see, how you trap yourself and stuff. So there's value in everything. You can't do anything wrong. But if you really want to get into the flight of life and get into the full experience, it's allowing the experience to happen, be present in the experience, not get sucked into emotional despondency or something, and to go with the flow, and to, to acknowledge the life that's happening for you, and to be present, to be interactive, to recognize the significance of it, because it is like very well planned. However it gets there, everything is so perfectly timed. And man, my stomach is growling like crazy. Sometimes it's like, is this like I'm being attacked for distraction or something? I don't know, because everything is very distracting. It's hard to keep focused on the movie going inside my head. And anyways, the so when the soul can be present in the experience, oh, it's because when you being present is kind of like a new kind of thing. Like it's part of like this expansion kind of thing. It's pulling yourself. Okay. So it's like going into all these experiences, these 3D experiences, these heavy, dark experiences, and been doing it for like a lot of lifetimes. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could say from the beginning of time. So you can't, because there's all these different realities and different experiences happening. So you've been having these experiences, and then the experiences have not having an awareness. There's a point to it, because there's a lot of stuff you learn. So then you go through and you learn all that stuff. It's like going through junior high or high school or something. You learn all that stuff. So you go through all these life experiences, you learn all this stuff. But the graduation thing is to be able to look back and see all that you've learned, all of the value. And so it is taking a deeper look at yourself as through the soul's journey. And in the becoming aware of yourself, it's like becoming aware of where you're at in this reality and stuff. But there is the part of becoming present in the moment. But it's hard to explain, because it's like the experiences, it's almost like the people were so present in the moment, in the experience. But this is like this deja vu kind of thing happening because there is such good purpose. Because when you are in the experience had a hold on you. Like I am seeing in this one, like a farmers, like I don't know, a couple hundred years ago or something, and the hard work and what they were doing to in the relationship and the kids and all that stuff. So they're very in the experience. And oh yeah, because then you see certain parts of yourself, like, you know, the husband who becomes violent, and then how he affected the kids, and he gets over into his life review, and then he gets this other perspective, and he sees himself. But see, all of that stuff, there's an immersion. There's an immersion of us in the experience. But in this awakening thing, it is, because it wasn't like we were supposed to wake up. This is the time in the awakening, it's becoming more aware of like life happens for you, not fighting against it. When we were fighting it, when we were going through this stuff, it was happening for us to expand, to experience, to grow. And so now it's like waking up to realize like, oh, life is happening for me. And so these things are happening for my benefit. It's not as a punishment. Challenges are obstacles of growth. And so it's like this new way of seeing things. But there was an immersion that was supposed to be. So it wasn't like we were supposed to, like, oh, back when I was a farmer, I could have woke up and then, things would have changed. No, I think that there's people in this trap, this prison system, because there's so many people who were so tricked of not realizing, that they were a soul. Like there's people who come out of their bodies who are confused. That's what that Eric guy said. There's so many people come out of their bodies, and I've had people who have had relatives or somebody die, and the people usually they'll come in your dream and communicate, but people have been told, how confused they were. There's people who have done QHHT things or life, whatever that's called, past life regressions, and seeing them own selves come out and be confused. So in the near-death experiencers too, you can find ones where they come out and they're confused. Like there's a lot of people who come out and it's like, what the hell is going on? And you still feel alive. You still feel like yourself. And I told this to my brother on the thing. You're going to feel the same. You're going to feel, only you're not going to have any pain, but you're going to see you're the same. You're exact same. And when you come out and you're exact same, it's confusing because it's like things look different and people can't hear you, people can't see you, and so then that is people get really confused. And I've seen a lot of movies too where people come out and they are confused, like they're going around, they keep trying to talk to people, but I told him, I'll be listening. Like, you need to listen. When somebody has passed, you need to be aware that they're not really gone. They're out of our light. They're out of our wavelength, but they're still right there. And so listening to them, tuning into their energy is, I think it's helpful for them too, because it can be very like boom, and you're out. And it's like, wait, I didn't finish this. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And that, to me, seems like the big draw. But there's also, apparently there's a prison system thing where they put a lot of pressure on souls and stuff to get them to go back in and go back in. So they get them trapped in this reincarnational recycle thing of constantly pushing them back. And that's why you got to have awareness, apparently, when you come out, over who's your guides, who's trying to put pressure on you, because nobody should be putting pressure on you. It's free will. When you know you're a soul and you have free will, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. We can tell you like what you've done wrong. There is no wrong or right. So That means they're in judgment, and that means they're low vibration. So what the fuck you listen to them? Don't listen to them. The higher mind, I'm telling you, does not judge you at all. And so, but the higher mind also points out things. It gives you insight. So, but a low vibration is pressure, judgment, like you could do better. It's like, what's better? What's better? So that's the higher mind. So the, um, so, um, let me get to where I was. So the people coming out of their bodies, okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah, when we were in the immersion of the different lives, we weren't doing it wrong. We weren't not spiritual enough or anything. We were in this immersion of lessons, of experience. And now we're at this point where it's like this changing of the vibration. That's what it is. It's like it was all at this vibration, and then oh, because it's a natural thing, it is of this vibration. It's like we went through all these, like, a lot of experiences, and so that raised the vibration because we all started seeing more and seeing more, and it raised the vibration. So now we're at this point where we are all like this more expanded souls. We've seen a lot of things. We're being triggered. We're remembering things. That's what I said. It's not like you're learning things. You're remembering things. And so you are remembering back to the higher point version of yourself and pulling yourself towards that higher version. And so it's this connection to yourself, but it is happening so naturally. So it was all of our learning through our experiences is what creates the cycles of life, what creates the spin, what creates the how the things are spinning. Like I said, there isn't even, when people do dark shit, it's not like, that there's really a God that's going to come around out and say, well, see, you're really bad, so you're going to hell. No, it's, the universe is always how you look at yourself. Like, there's definitely people who do things and then they feel eaten up by their shame, and that is a big motivation to go back into wrong your rights. Oh yeah, just like on this, where I say, like, I have such a different perspective and stuff on things, and I was talking about something, and I was saying something to my mom. I was saying, well, it's always in the movies, and she goes, well, why would they tell us something in the movies? Like, why do you think because they say it in the movies that makes it real? And kind of thing, and it's like, well, because it is real. And they tell us in the movies because it's like their karma. It's like they think they're not going to get karma from telling us. And, but see, you can't, like, it's, that conversation just, like, goes nowhere because it's like karma. What are you talking about, karma? There's no, because religious people don't believe in that. And so, anyways, there's just so many conversations, like, you can't have with people. That's why I said it's just like, man, this is so crazy. But anyways, it's the people who do the things, they have the hardest time getting over it. So it's learning how to treat yourself better is doing better for yourself. Putting yourself at the lowest point, following in your most undesirable fetishes or whatever, is going to be your challenge to love yourself, to be okay with yourself, to not be in judgment of yourself, because that's inevitably what the drive is you being against you and hating yourself for parts of yourself, instead of just recognizing, like, yeah, I've got some dark parts. I can go to some pretty dark spaces. And it's like it's like an alcoholic who just is like, well, I'm an alcoholic, I gotta drink. And there's some people, it's like, well, alcoholism isn't real, it's a control thing. You can choose to not drink. People do it all the time. And so it's the same kind of thing. It is like becoming indulgent or to say like, well, I can manage myself, I can get a handle on myself, I can control myself. And so it's choices. It's choices in how you maneuver through life, of how you care for yourself, how you care for the others, how you treat others and stuff, and or how indulgent to just be like, well, I'm an alcoholic, I've got no control. Well, I'm this, I've got no. There's just, again, they're doing that so fucking much, just giving people fucking diagnoses, excuses for bad behavior and stuff. It's like, no, any kind of behavior. So they tell you you're borderline. You're not trapped being borderline. You can fucking notice your bad behaviors and get a fucking grip on them. Get a handle on yourself. Make better choices for yourself. That's the growth. That's the shedding your old self. It's not being trapped by your own impulses, your own reactions. It's like getting a handle on yourself, looking at yourself more clearly, recognizing where your problems lie, and what triggers you, what upsets you, and why, so that you can heal through it. That is what we're doing now here on this planet. So all the other things that we did before, they were bigger things, like bigger things playing out, like the Roman Empire and the control and all these different things, all these different times, or these different ages, these different dreams, realities, experiences that played out. They were all learning, not just for the individual, but for groups, mass groups. It was like bigger lessons, especially for the ones in observation who are watching the whole thing play out. You see all these things. And so there's so much more to it. And it's not just like an indulgent of, being in movies or something. It's an expansion. It's like thinking things through on this level for us. It's like thinking things through. That's what the universe is doing. It's like thinking things through. It's expanding. It's understanding. And we're a part of that. And you play all sorts of parts. You can play dark parts, but you're always going to go dark to light. You're always going to, otherwise you just stay in this low vibration, and that is like these mindless energy. They don't have the same kind of abilities. Like a conscious ability, a conscious mind is going to improve itself. It's going to do better for itself. And so, that's the conscious state of energy. And in the lower vibration, the lower density, they don't have that. It's way more driven by the impulses. That's why they're like parasites. They feed off of you. They feed off of your anger. They feed off of your sadness. And then these other beings, they're more advanced than that, but they're still dark. They still feed off of, but they don't have like feelings of love and connection and stuff. They don't even feel anything for their own kids and stuff. Like they are just like unfeeling. Like they may be in something that looks like a bodysuit to us, but they aren't the same on the inside. They're not the same kind of energy. And they're a lower vibration. Like I said, like we're all way more of like angelics coming into the dark region to experience, well, what is it like down there? And you get down there and you get hooked. Like, oh, I can pretend to be this. I can pretend to be that. Oh, I get to feel what it's like if I was this, if I was that. I think it's a lot more, like, I think it's a lot more exciting than what we get in here. And it's like, oh my God, this is so hard. But it's as soon as you get out, it's like, oh my God, what a ride. God, I learned a lot of shit. So it's such an expansion to learn. Learning is growing, and the universe is in a state of expansion all the time. So anyways, but this time, this period of realization and recognition and getting more in sync with life is all a part of the elimination of the dark attitude. It is the going into the free flow of the universe, getting into sync, into harmony with the energy of what you are. And is like a badge of honor kind of recognizing your own value, your own worth. But it's, wait, what is that word? Your own, it's like, yeah, like that's crazy too, because the heavy metals and stuff is coming into our thing. But it's like, you know, the jewel that you are, your own value, and the recognition of the value of self, and giving it the reverence, the value that it deserves. Yeah, that takes a lot, because so many people don't think they're deserving. And that is why also at this time, there's a big thing about receiving, because even if it's little receiving things, it's teaching you your own value, to value yourself. There's lessons in all this stuff. Everything that is happening for people, there's lessons, because it's all laid out for you. And that is the flow of life. And that's what I think about this awakening has to do with. It's this change of conscious state of just being in the immersion of the experience, but then to pull out and to recognize what the experience is, and to become more efficient in your time of the experience, in the time of your interactions. Because that is one thing too. Every time somebody leaves the experience, it's always like you wish you had given more time. You wish you had done this. You wish you had done that. And so it's getting more in the, and then, oh yeah, because you have an evaluation of all the time you've wasted. All the time you've wasted. And, you know, because now I see the pity party of sitting and feeling sorry for yourself and crying for years, and never going out, and just being a depressed person, not feeling like you're good enough. And that which is different than isolation. When you're in isolation for healing, you're having a good hard look at yourself without everybody else telling you what they think. But when there's also a very self-indulgent getting into a pity party, where it's like you just feel sorry for yourself, well then that is a huge waste of time. And so you will go back to those, because even if it's not a waste of time to process through your pain, but you got to stay in the flow. You can't just get stuck, and then that's where it becomes indulgent. It becomes self-indulgent to stay in your pain. That's where I've seen like a lot of parents, like their kid dies and they get so trapped in guilt, and like they can't go on and stuff. But life is here to teach you. You're supposed to. You're supposed to let go of things. You're supposed to go on, and the person's not really gone. The person is just, you know, on in the other realm next to you. They're close to you. They're not out. You just can't see them, because in your experience, you're supposed to go through those things, because it's going to show you parts of yourself, help you grow, help you expand yourself, or whatever. And so anyways, that is, everything is the way it's supposed to be. Like we're going with the flow of what is happening, but it's like a storm, and it is in the micro macro. It is representative. Like to me, when I look at the sky, it represents the storm we're in. Our souls are in a storm right now. They're in a storm that is to get them to see different, though, to get them to experience different, changing their priorities and everything. And so that is that's the part, to me, the awakening part, is this, it's like a reevaluation of what you won't put up with, setting boundaries, being vulnerable. It's like these parts of yourself that you were trying to hide or not be or something, and bringing those out and taking care of them, caring for yourself in a different way than trying to hide yourself and shame yourself, and you're not good enough. You're not good enough to be a part of this or a part of that. And to start seeing your own value. Because when nobody's going to value you until you value yourself. So it's just that they just don't. If you don't value yourself, then you're going to have people are going to be around you, just going to be kicking you and while you're down, spitting on you, watching you have seizures for 12 hours. You know, it's It's, yeah, that's so crazy too. But that is where these other soul, like, there's big stories playing out. Because some of this stuff, like when it's a kid and this thing is happening, and then it's these people, but these are these storylines playing out. There's bigger things. People aren't just kids. Like, we're not just kids. When your person dies and they're still a child, they aren't really a child. And and it's so weird because in this world, it's like, oh, well, the little kids that all died, they're with Jesus, and Jesus has them in his pocket, like they died as kids and they stay kids or something. There's people who think like that they need to get there because their kid needs them and stuff. It's like, your kid is a full-ass grown soul. They came here to teach you stuff and help you in your experience. It's not, a little kid that's waiting for you to get over there to mother them in heaven. And so, but there's just all this realization. There's so much stuff for this. It's weird because it's like the human trap of, like, we think life is this one thing, but it's completely different. But anyways, through the awakening is when you start seeing, but it's also when you become more present is when you are directing, you're inventing your life. You are manifesting, you're inventing the direction you're going, even though it's always going to go in that way, but you go into a positive one instead of a negative one. So when you become more present in life and stuff, that is what puts you onto your better timeline. It gets you on your better timeline because you have to look at things. Is when you're in the depth, in the hellhole, is when you aren't looking at things. You're just a victim. You're just poor me. Bad things happen to me. But you got to get the perspective of bad things happen to everybody. Like, I mean, my mom's a Christian, and she'll sit there and say, yeah, it just, I don't understand why bad things happen. Well, I do. I 100% understand. I don't understand why people don't understand. That's where I'm like, what are people connected to? What are people experiencing? Like, my experience is so different. So, anyways, that's how I'm looking at things today. It's like, man, things are weird. Things are so weird. And it feels like it's got to be so close. And then, and that's a big thing too. On my brother's sickness, like, he's right at this precipice where it can go this way or it can go that way. It can, it can suddenly be, well, here's the med bed for you, and, fantastic, you're all healed and everything's fine and dandy. And you were at the edge, and there's a lot of stuff you learn from that. Or it can be, you're going over the edge because you're the martyr of the family. You're here to help them all go through a certain experience that's going to bring them into a different state of mind. But we got to remember, like, though, the people aren't really leaving us. They're not really going to some other place. They're just like, it's like we're on the stage with the lights on, but they're all in the whatever that's called, in the stage, where the people are all on the sidelines, but they're on by the stage. The audience is out here. That's like the watchers and stuff. And on the stage is the people, the players. And then when somebody leaves, they just go off stage. They just go off. And you are out here in the lights, so you don't see them. But they're right there. You can still talk to them. You can still communicate with them. They're not gone from you forever. And that is a very fearful, minimizing life kind of reality or a way of looking at things, which again, drives me crazy with religion because it is so built on limitation of what is real. So, and it's so mind controlling. It's so all consuming to people. Like, I still just can't even get over sometimes how big of a program that is going to be to break for the people. Like, I think that is going to be, and who knows what their soul storylines are, fuck, maybe they all were walking with Jesus through the desert, and then they came into this life and It was just waiting for him to get him out of the desert again. Like, I don't know. You just don't know. Everybody's different storylines. But everybody's here to realize or learn that they're their own savior. It's up to you and your attitude. It's up to what you do with your time, how you look at life, how you treat others and stuff. How you treat others is going to show you how you feel about yourself. And so, anyways, there's just a lot more to look at, a lot more to think about. And they want to keep everything in a very narrow, like, just read chapter 1. We'll tell you about the rest of it. It's like, no. Well, I'll read the whole motherfucking thing, and I'll tell you. And I'll tell everybody, because everybody's not seeing, because they're listening to you. And it's fucking aggravating, man. So aggravating. So, anyways, I should, yesterday we went into town, which this guy was weird as fuck looking. Went to Costco, which is insane world. It's so weird how so many people, it's like a whole family outing. It's like the place is so motherfucking crowded, and people treat it like like it's the weirdest thing. People become so mindless. It's everybody's going, let's get on this side, let's get on this side. I'm trying to cut through, go around here. I'm like trying to make a turn when we're taking, it's like blinker, blinker, blinker. I was like, look, I'm going. And I was like, God damn, this place is chaos. And everybody's got their kids are just walking, and it's like, oh my God. It is like the most weirdest world to go into Costco. I swear to God. And so, anyways, I went there, and it seemed like there was something else. Oh, yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to say. Was because on Amazon, so if you get into the horse-based, I went to get a couple more for Stella, because this is on my mind, and the internal. So I'm going to put her back through another round of that. And then I'm also going to get the other one that is the goat suspension. But I'm going to get that on payday, so in like 2 weeks. So I'm going to do this one that I have now. I got 2. I'm going to do those, and then when I get that, I think I'm going to do another round. Only going to do the 2 together. And if you're in on any of the talks on that stuff, then you probably know what stuff I'm talking about. But it is where one's a horse paste, one's a goat suspension. The horse paste you can get in different forms, though, because my brother's going to get an IV. It's not a horse paste IV. So, they've got, even on Amazon, they've got human, like you can buy pills. And so but the paste that I usually get is like doubled in price, because the more popular shit gets, the more these people charge. So it like doubled in price. So I, in the talk with some of these rescue ladies, they're talking about that they have it at the feed store, and it's cheaper. So that's when we went to the feed store, and I got, they were $6.99. It kind of like is a generic looking package, but there was a shit ton of them. There was tons and tons. So if you're looking for it, and you're looking online, and you're like, dang, it's gone up, find a feed store. It seems like I don't know, because I don't go there all the time, and I don't know what the shelves normally look like. But when I saw all these shelves of this generic, I thought, oh, see, they're making sure that it's out there for us. So somebody's got our back. Somebody's got that shit out there. Somebody's gonna, I mean, while they're sitting here collapsing the economy, showing us of all the misspending and all the corruption and stuff, then, somebody's got our back. There's an energy that's moving. The light is coming through. The energy is taking us in a new direction, and it's all going to happen naturally. Like, this is for real, for real. And what we're for real doing is learning about ourselves, so that we're a good candidate for the age of Aquarius. Like, because, yeah, if everybody just stayed the same, we would be the same. Things have got to change to make a new world. Things have got to change. We got to change. We can't expect the world to change if we aren't willing to change. So we got to be the change that we want to see. So we all have to change. And it's only the people who are in that mindset that will be the creators of the new place. The other ones, they don't have that mindset because they're not here for that. And you can try and convince them and tell them, but they've got just as valid things to do when they leave this storyline as what we do to go and create the new one. And there's probably other ones being created, Everything is just realities and realms, and It's just what this place is. So anyways, let's look at my hair and see if we're seeing a bunch of new hair coming in. Because we should start seeing it like those ones. Like, it wouldn't just all of a sudden at 3 weeks it's down here and you would see it growing. So we should see it all just keep going and filling in. But I'm sure I've got a week in now. I don't even know where we're at on the tooth thing. It's been months. I don't remember when. I bet I could figure it out. Because I broke it. It was I think it was around November, the beginning of November. But I'm not sure. Anyways, that is where we're at on there. And it seemed like there was another thing that I was like, oh, the eye thing. This is now feeling kind of like a scar tissue or something. I'm very curious to see if it's going to like erupt again. But right now it feels like a scar tissue thing. Oh, and also for Stella's thing, I made a paste. I've already told you guys, but I put aloe vera, I put colloidal silver, I put bentonite clay, and I swear to God, something else. Maybe I put some oregano oil or something. Anyways, and I stirred up this little paste. I put on cotton, and I'm wiping on that. And I swear to God, the big one, because it was starting to go, like, grug. It was scary looking. And I swear to God, it's receding, but I know it's itching her because she keeps itching. At my daughter's house, she says itching and bleeding all over the place. And, but then, you know, there's the other one back there, which scares me. Is like, what are all these growing in her throat and in her mouth and stuff? And my son-in-law said that he had a dog when he was younger who got cancer, mouth cancer. And so that has also been on my mind. So I don't know what all. I just, you know, I'm going to keep on doing whatever I can naturally and keep on being on top of it. I also give her my teas and stuff with the clothes and everything. But, you know, she's getting older, and I don't know, you know, you just don't know what each storyline is going to bring you. You just don't know. And you just got to trust, and it's hard, scary sometimes. But there's also the animal med beds, too, I've heard. Once we start going, they're going to start letting the animals go into these. They have some for them. So, anyways, you know, I feel like we're so close. We're so close to this change, whatever it's gonna be. I just, you know, who knows? Who knows? Like, I swear to God, I've felt the pressure for a long time of things are about to change, but it just gets more and more closer. It feels more and more intense, more and more intense. And then the tension that you feel inside, it's like, God damn, it's got to be close. Like, how much more intense can this get? But then it just keeps going. Also, all I know is that the tension is building. We're getting closer and closer to this, you know, this change, this, like I see it in a dance move, all of a sudden the spin. So we're getting close to the spin. We're getting, you know, we're dancing through this, but we're getting ready for the big move. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But I'm guaranteeing, I'm telling you, you know, you listen to all the different people you want to listen to. But I promise you, the biggest things that you need to be working on is this shedding your old self. And you can't shed your old self until you learn how to love your new self. So learning to love yourself, loving everybody, because don't forget, we're all here in these different philosophies to come together. And because it was like that, the templates were set. And we all come in to go through these experiences, and what can I do with it? What can I do with it? And how do I range it? How do I see myself? And what we're trying to do, though, is learning to love ourselves and love everybody, and how to have a loving day. Because when it comes down to it, it's up to you. So, anyways, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.